Did you hear the beep in there? All right. Are you going to do the action?
Oh, I'll do it.
Oh, Justice will do it. Hey everybody, welcome to Nobody Listens to David, and today we are kicking off our first wrestling podcast by doing our WrestleMania 2022 predictions. We don't say WrestleMania 38 because supposedly Vince McMahon doesn't like WrestleMania to feel old, but we're going to do it anyway. So WrestleMania 38/2022 predictions, which is the most stupendous WrestleMania in history.
Ooh.
Yes, and
It's a pretty big one.
I have the Queen of Mean Justice right next to me.
Hola.
And yes, it's a pretty big one. There's a lot of good stuff going on at this WrestleMania.
Seems exciting.
Yeah, and well, we can't start off our predictions because first we have to discuss who we think is going to win tomorrow on Friday Night SmackDown. WrestleMania SmackDown. Who's going to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
Oh, who's in that?
Well,
I know Finn.
surprisingly, Finn, Damian Priest,
The
Viking Raiders.
They're not going to win.
No.
I can see Finn winning it maybe. Okay, who else?
I can go with Finn or Damian.
No, not Damian Priest. He's not going to win.
No?
No.
I'm going with Finn.
I don't think so.
No.
Who else is in it?
Who else is in that Battle Royal? We'd have to...
we have another match to talk about too. The other one.
Yeah, and then we have Ricochet versus Angel Garza.
The first one, I'm gonna have to go with,
Humberto.
I guess, Finn, since he's the champion.
Yeah, since he's the most important one, I guess we'll go with Finn.
I'm going with either Finn or an upset win.
Yeah, because I don't know who else is. Oh, I think Apollo, General Aziz, anybody pretty much that doesn't have a WrestleMania matches in it.
Oh, okay.
At this moment in time. So.
I'll go with Finn because he's the champion.
Yeah, I'll go
I'd rather
with Finn
see
too.
General Azizi win it.
All right, how about Ricochet versus
Los Lotharios.
Los Lotharios? It's Ricochet versus Angel Garza versus Humberto Carrillo.
They are all beautiful. All three of them are.
We had
beautiful.
Ricochet at the wrestling.
I remember.
Store.
I was there. I remember.
It was on. It was before your prom.
It was like the month before, like a couple weeks before.
Yeah, you were running for prom queen. Except back then, he was not Ricochet. He came in as Prince Puma. Actually, it's crazy because he did the meet and greet as Prince Puma for like an hour and a half, and then the last half hour he signed as Ricochet.
I know. Yeah, I remember that. He took off the mask and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I'm pretty sure you were excited.
I really was. I really was.
So who do you got?
I'm going with Ricochet.
Ricochet?
Yeah.
I'm going with Ricochet. I wish they would have done like a ladder match at WrestleMania. A Scott Hall tribute ladder match.
Why wasn't Ricochet even on the card? They have so many. They could have fucking stuck him on the card, for God's sake.
You know, it's so crazy because I think they're going 6 matches each night, which is surprising.
I mean, I'd rather that than have all 12, on one card and have some of them just be like underwhelming, have some of them go over a little too much.
Yeah.
I feel like the 2-night thing has worked so great.
And the other thing is, I think money-wise, it's smarter to go 2 nights because if you think about it, they can get 80 to 100,000 fans for one night.
Yep.
But if you do 60, 70, 80,000 each night, that's anywhere from 100 to 160,000 combined for WrestleMania. So I think financially, it just makes more sense for Vince McMahon to keep the 2 nights. So I'm looking forward to WrestleMania here in LA. So that's pretty smart.
It better come soon.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm waiting for access too.
Yeah.
I got people I want to see.
I'm sure. I know we got to take your brother to meet Bobby Lashley and Edge.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I got to meet, I don't know who I want to meet now. All my favorites are pretty much gone.
You got to find the new favorite.
Cesaro's gone.
DB is gone.
DB's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, I got to figure out who the heck I want to meet. I really do. Maybe Bobby Lashley. I'll go with Bobby Lashley. Yes.
Yeah. I'll skip that one.
Yeah. All right, if you want to go with your...
Okay, so, we're going to go by night here.
All right.
So, night 1, I don't know if this is the order on Wikipedia was correct. It is Wikipedia. But Becky versus Bianca Belair.
For the WWE Women's Raw Championship.
Yes, Big Time Bex versus the EST.
I'm going to have to say, I was going for Bianca. I was hoping it was going to be a squash match from Bianca, but I honestly feel like just because Bianca got the upper hand on Monday, I think it's going to be. I'm going to go with Big Time Bex to win the match. It's going to be an unpopular decision, but I think Big Time is going to win it.
I mean, I feel like, yes, she has a better chance because Bianca did, chop off her hair and beat her up a little bit. But I'm still rooting for Miss Bianca Belair. I prefer her a lot more than Big Time Bex.
I would love.
I'm picking favorites, okay, for this one. I'm picking favorites here. I want to see Bianca win. She deserves to win.
I think Bianca should win too, but I don't know why. I have a feeling Becky's going to pull this off. And
could be.
I mean, unless she's taking a break.
Unless Bianca's taking a break.
Unless Bianca, maybe she's injured, but it just, I don't know. I'm hoping Bianca wins, but I just have this funny feeling Becky's going to win. I think the fans are going to be pretty pissed off. I just don't see them changing both women's titles on the same night, but I'm going with...
True, that's true too.
I am going to go with Becky, and you're going with?
Miss Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair. All right. What's our next one?
We have, oh God, well, the Mysterios versus The Miz and Jake Paul.
I'm going with the Mysterios. I think Jake Paul is going to turn on The Miz, and I'm going to go with the Mysterios.
I'm going with the Mysterios just because I don't like Jake Paul.
No?
No, I don't. And I don't really care to see him on the TV.
I think it's a smart pick.
Even if he turns, I'm good. We can skip Jake Paul.
I think Jake Paul's smart because I think he's got a good presence to him, so I think he's the smarter. I mean, it was good to bring him in. Maybe not as great as Bad Bunny. I don't think he's going to do as great as Bad Bunny in the ring.
No, of course not. No. Bad Bunny has way more pull, and he's way more likable as well.
Yeah.
Jake Paul. It's Jake Paul, right? Yeah.
I think Jake Paul.
So or is it Logan?
Oh, Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Sorry, Logan Paul. One of the Pauls. Oh, no, his name is, what's his name, producer? It's Logan Paul, Luchador Logan Paul or something.
I don't know why I said Jake Paul, honestly. I don't know why.
Well, Logan Paul.
Yes,
Sorry.
Logan Paul, my bad. I smoked a little bit before this. Logan Paul. Yeah. I don't care for Logan Paul. I don't care for Jake Paul either, so... The Mysterios. I got the Mysterios.
I'm going with the Mysterios too. I wouldn't mind if the Mysterios if they lost, but Dominic ends up turning on Ray sooner or later. But
I'm not ready for that.
I'm gonna say the Mysterios defeat Logan and the Miz, and of course we got our guest co-host out there who doesn't agree with us. I'm guessing he's going for the Miz.
Yeah, he's a heel. He's a heel Logan. Fan, I guess. What the hell?
Yeah. What's our next one?
We have, of course, Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. Oh, and what's his name?
Madcap Moss.
With Madcap Moss in his corner.
I'm going to say, that's a tough one, but I'm going to say that Drew McIntyre is going to win. I think Madcap somehow is going to cost Baron or Happy Corbin the match. And I'm going to say that for the first time, somebody's going to kick out of Happy Corbin's finisher because it's never been kicked out of.
It can't be.
What is it called? The End of Days?
Yes.
No one's kicked out of the End of Days. I'm going to say that it's finally going to happen at WrestleMania, and I think Drew's going to be the guy that finally kicks out of it.
I will not be happy.
I think it's going to be a decent match. It's not going to be the greatest match of the night, but I think it'll be a good match.
It'll be a fun match.
I'm going to predict it's even the second match of the night on the card.
I could see it being the second match of the night. It's not opener worthy, but it's definitely like towards that like first half of the show.
Yeah, because Drew McIntyre needs a good showing too. Because I feel if Roman or Brock wins, they need another challenger for either one, and I think Drew has to look strong and try to pull the win off. So that's why I think he'll kick out of Happy Corbin's finisher.
Well, and they have good chemistry together too. But I'm going for Happy Corbin.
Oh my God! Of course.
I like Happy Corbin a lot more than I like Drew. I like Drew a lot, so I should say that I like Happy Corbin a lot too. But I don't know. I prefer Happy Corbin. I don't want them two to break up either. Not yet.
I think Happy Corbin. Only reason I like him because we both like the same football team. And if you don't follow Happy Corbin,
and his shirt is cute too.
Oh,
his new shirt is adorable.
I liked him better when he was the sad Corbin.
Oh my God,
he was hilarious.
Camisa manchada and freaking his beard all grown out. I mean, he still looked good there, of course. You know, it's Baron Corbin. Happy Corbin.
I think he would. I liked him as the depressed Corbin, but if you don't follow him on Twitter or on Instagram, make sure you do because he
You
be
should.
barbecuing some good food. He makes me hungry
Yeah.
on his Twitter and Instagram. I kid you not. I'm
Every
always hungry.
freaking time. I'm like, I need to stop going on this man's page. Let me tell you.
Yeah, because it just looks so good.
Yeah.
The food, oh my God. And he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, so that gets a big plus for me too. So if you don't follow him, follow him. For those that don't like Happy Corbin for whatever reason, you're missing out.
Get some taste.
Yeah, get some, because he's great on Twitter, and I think he's not. Of course, he probably isn't the greatest wrestler, but I mean, I think he's good. He's entertaining, but I'm still going with Drew McIntyre to win the match.
And this is where I disagree.
Yeah. All right.
But next, after that, we have a tag team match. We have half of the bloodline, the Usos, versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boobs.
Boogs or boobs?
Boobs.
Oh, boogs.
Boogie Boobs.
That one's tough.
I know my pick. I'm going with Rick and Shinsuke.
I
It's time.
want to see.
Give him the title, damn it. It's
Yeah,
time.
I want to see Boogs and Shinsuke win the title,
Mm-hmm.
but I also don't want to see. I don't see them taking the titles off the Usos yet. I just don't feel like.
That's the hard part. But
Yeah.
I think I can live with it.
But I'm gonna say I want Boogs and Nakamura, but I'm gonna go with the Usos. The Usos are gonna win the titles. I mean, they're gonna keep the titles, retain the titles.
I mean, I can realistically see the Usos retaining, of course. I feel like that's the most realistic thing happening, in my head anyway. But I'm still rooting for Boogs and Nakamura. I think it's time to give them a little run. Not a long one, just like, just kind of to carry the title over until maybe like,
WrestleMania Backlash.
yeah. Or maybe just for like 2 months or something. Something short, something simple, and then maybe throw one of those two in the title picture again.
I do think they're both pretty over, so that's
They
why
are. That's
I
why
think
they have to
could-
capitalize on this now.
Yeah, I think they got to capitalize on it now, especially Nakamura because he's never really
Yes.
had a good WrestleMania. I mean, he lost to AJ, and he really hasn't done much since then. So I think
Exactly.
giving him the tag titles at this Mania would be a great decision. But I also understand why they want to keep the titles on the Usos. I mean, they're just so over right now with Roman Reigns that it is kind of hard to take the titles off.
And they're part of the bloodline.
Yeah.
They got to keep them together.
But I do think that I wouldn't mind if Shinsuke and Rick win, but I'm going to still stick with the Usos winning. I think they'll win clean as well, so I don't think it'll be a faulty finish. I mean, it's possible, so that way they keep keep the feud going, so there's a rematch maybe on SmackDown the Friday after or something. But yeah, I'm going with that. So you want Boogs and Nakamura, but who's going to win?
Yes. Well, I'm going to go with Boogs and Nakamura.
All right.
Because I can also see them winning, too. I can see them capitalizing on their popularity right now. And I hope they do.
All right, let's go to
Next tag team match. We have 2 tag team matches on this card. Because we have The New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland.
So originally it was supposed to be the New Day versus Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch, who was known as Pete Dunne in NXT. That's a tough one. I think you have to give the win to the New Day, to Xavier and Kofi for 2 reasons. One, Xavier is just coming back.
Yes.
Actually, 3 reasons. One, because Xavier is just coming back.
Yes.
2, Kofi hasn't really had much since he defeated Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. And 3, they deserve the New Day deserves a happy moment, especially after what happened to Big E. So
That's
I would
true.
say that. I think the fact that Butch is not in the match is good because it keeps him from taking the pin, and
Yep.
it doesn't hurt him in the long run. And then maybe you could build towards a rematch with Sheamus and Butch against the New Day on SmackDown, and then they can win that match. But I think as far as WrestleMania goes, you have to go with
The New Day.
the New Day, and that's what I'm going with. I'm gonna say the New Day wins. Either they win clean, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they're gonna end up winning this match by, just because
Being like
there's
a
gonna be a
silly little
weird
cheat or something.
they're gonna end up winning this match by DQ. I think Butch is gonna interfere somehow. I wouldn't like
okay.
it but I also
Because
understand
that's always
it.
kind of a cop-out win.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit.
I mean, unless Sheamus is taking the pin, I just don't see Ridge Holland taking the pin. So that's why I'm saying I could see a disqualification for that match.
Yeah, I could see that too. I have the New Day. I square the New Day. That means I want them to win. I like them as a team better. I kind of always want them to win, no matter who they wrestle. I always root for the New Day, honestly. Whenever they're in a match, they're always my pick to win, no matter
Yeah.
what.
I mean, I wouldn't
I'm
mind.
sticking to my team here.
I am looking forward to the big entrance from the New Day, so I think they're going to have a really
I can't
good
wait.
entrance.
Yes.
So hopefully, it's one of the best entrances of the WrestleMania.
Yeah, they usually have a really good entrance. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of the best, if not the best.
Yes.
After that, apparently we have Seth Rollins versus question mark. Who could it be, you guys?
Well, of course, everybody's
¿Quién
expecting
pensamos?
Cody Rhodes. I'm going.
What about what if it's Seth versus Brandy?
No, it could
Brandy
be.
Rhodes.
I'm going to say it's going to be Seth versus Shane McMahon. No, I'm just kidding. I think
That'd be underwhelming in a way.
Shane McMahon is going to come out, but I don't think, and I think he's going to throw off the crowd by making you think he's going to be the mystery opponent. But I think he's just going to come out to skip the message from Vince McMahon, and it's going to end up being Cody. And then, of course, I think Cody's going to win the match. I think Seth is going to laugh. There was somebody that came into the store yesterday or on Wednesday and made wrote a pretty good scenario, which is Shane McMahon comes in, he gets squashed by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins laughs and says, like, hey, is this all you've got, Vince? And then Vince sends out Cody Rhodes. So that way Seth has a win, and then if he takes the loss to Cody, it doesn't hurt him because he won his first original match, but he lost the second match because he wasn't prepared for a second match
He was
or something.
being too arrogant.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that cockiness.
I think it will be Cody for sure.
Yeah, and on who's gonna win, I think the mystery opponent is obviously gonna win. I mean, there's a reason they're not announcing who it is.
Yeah.
Like, every time they do that, that person always wins. So I'm almost positive that the question mark is gonna win. I honestly don't know who it's gonna be. I can see it being Cody, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be
I'm not
interesting.
excited for that, but that's just me.
I mean, it all depends on how they bring in Cody. Hopefully, they don't bring Cody into Stardust.
Oh my God! Imagine.
I would love
for the fuck of it and the fun of it.
Yeah, or in polka dots. I mean, I wouldn't mind because it'd be a tribute to Dusty Rhodes. But at the same time, I mean, I think for Cody to get that massive pop, I know everybody would love him to have the Smoke and Mirrors theme song. I think he needs his AEW entrance. He needs his AEW theme song.
And the blonde hair?
Yeah, he needs to be presented as the Cody Rhodes from AEW so that the fans can pop for him, and also so Cody can be taken more serious.
That's true.
And they can forget about the dashing Cody Rhodes and the legacy Cody Rhodes and Stardust. They need to focus on Cody, the AEW Cody Rhodes, which was the bigger star.
Yeah, I agree with that, honestly. I mean, if they are going to do Cody, then I definitely think that it should be the current Cody. That's the one that has gotten the most attention, the most online traction. So if it's going to be any Cody, it needs to be the current blonde Cody Rhodes. It has to be blonde.
Yeah, it has to
work.
be.
The next one, well, this is the final card, I guess, of night one. I mean, the final match on the card of night one. It is.
Well, no, we have another one.
Oh, well, that's
well, we'll
go
with the last match, and then we'll do the segment.
Yeah, this is the last match. This is not the end of the show. This is just the last match. Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey.
Ronda
Rousey Rooster.
Let me tell you, I do not
Charlotte better win this shit. I don't like Ronda. That's it.
I don't want Ronda to win. I honestly don't feel they need Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. I think they easily could have done Charlotte versus Naomi at WrestleMania. They could have done
Naomi fucking her up. Bam, bam,
they could have gone with Charlotte versus Sasha Banks for whatever reason. Maybe Sasha's injured. That's why she's doing the other match. You could have done Charlotte versus Sonya Deville. Where you could have done Dakota. Not Dakota. You could have done Xia Li. You had her debuting and she looked strong. Yeah. You could have even done a Cinderella story with Shotzi. Right now, if you would have kept her face, I think Shotzi could have easily slipped in there. But I think the perfect match for Charlotte at WrestleMania should have been Naomi.
Hello, people. Come on. WWE. Yeah. Hello. Get it together.
Ronda's just not. Yeah, she's not over. I think if they put the title on her, the fans are just going to give her the worst reaction. You think the first reaction was bad. This is going to be even worse if she beats Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, I know people are tired of Charlotte. I know that they don't love her all the time. But in this situation, in this scenario, I think that she should win this. I just don't feel like Ronda's ready, and I don't feel like she should get the title. I don't think she ever really like deserved it in a way. Like they just kind of thrusted her and threw her in there into the spotlight because she's a celebrity, because she has a name. I get that, but that doesn't automatically mean that she should win this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Charlotte should be.
No.
I get people maybe are tired of Charlotte being champion, but
I am.
Charlotte
Very
is an
much so.
important champion, and I honestly feel like she's going to go down.
is.
And we have this argument all the time, but she's going to go down as the greatest female WWE or women's champion of all time. She's going to go down as the greatest female performer of all time.
No.
And she's going to
Definitely not
definitely,
she's not.
in my opinion, she's going to go down as the top 5 wrestlers in WWE history, because I think she's got the mic skills, she's got the wrestling skills. She wasn't a wrestler from the beginning. She learned, and she's become very good at what she's doing. Kind of similar to Trish Stratus. I think the only reason Charlotte doesn't get the same credit as Trish is because Charlotte's a Flair, and everybody feels like, oh, she's only getting pushed because she's a Flair.
Well, she is.
But if you look
we gotta
at her,
admit that. We have to admit that.
but at the same time, I think she's got this. She can carry anybody to a good match. And if you watch that SmackDown match she had a few weeks ago against Naomi,
I don't know.
that was one of Naomi's and hers best matches, and probably since they've both been in WWE, except for maybe like the last 10 seconds. But that match felt like a WrestleMania match, and that's why I always say Naomi should have been the opponent. I get why you bringing in Ronda Rousey. You want, it's supposed to be the most
Star
stupendous WrestleMania in history, but I honestly feel like if you put the title on Ronda Rousey, you're going to have such a big backlash that the fans are going to just boo that win. And I honestly feel like if I were Vince McMahon, if I were WWE or the writers, I would let Charlotte retain, whether she cheats or not, have her retain. If you're ever going to put the title on Ronda, I would do it when you're in Saudi Arabia, just because those fans will probably react a little
They'll
better.
cheer for anything.
Yeah, but I would.
They're just happy to be there.
Yeah, I would not put the title on on Ronda Rousey. I would let Charlotte win, but I want Charlotte to win. I think the best decision is for Charlotte to win, but I'm gonna say Ronda Rousey, unfortunately, is gonna tap out Charlotte, and it's going to be Ronda Rousey at the end of WrestleMania Saturday with the WWE SmackDown Women's title.
I'm gonna go with Charlotte. I'm hoping that they do some type of like, we switched it on y'all. Like you guys thought Ronda was going to win, but she didn't. That's what I'm hoping for, just because I feel like Charlotte is like at a different level than Ronda is. I don't think Charlotte's the best. I never will, honestly. Maybe not performer.
No, it's because you're a Trish Stratus.
Not performer. No,
you're
not
a Trish
performer.
Stratus. You're an
Maybe
Attitude Era.
On the mic, she's really, really good. But even then, I feel like there's been better. I just feel like there's just been better overall. But she is a really good wrestler. Of the modern era, she is definitely in the top 10, maybe the top 5, like wrestling-wise, mic skill-wise, of the modern era. Overall, though, she's been beat. She's going to keep getting beat. But she is a good champion. She is pushed because she's a Flair. They want her to beat Daddy's accolades, too, That's why she gets pushed. I don't think it's just because she's a Flair. I think they want his daughter to surpass him, which makes sense because he's a piece of crap. But I just want Charlotte to win so Ronda can get out of here.
Yeah, I still think
Sorry,
Charlotte
Ronda.
is much better than what everybody gives her credit for. And I
She's
think,
good.
of course,
She's
the
good.
last name helps her, but I don't feel the last name is why she's the star. I honestly feel like
No, she's
I think
worked
her
hard. You
and
can tell she's
Sasha
worked hard.
Banks, no knock on Becky, but I feel like her, and no knock on Bayley, because I think Bayley's freaking amazing now too,
Yeah, she's my
especially
girl.
since she
I love
turned
her.
heel. But I do feel like Charlotte and Sasha were the 2 strongest performers from the 4 horsewomen. And I do feel like Sasha and Charlotte are the 2 strongest women performers now. But I think Bianca's right there now. I think she's coming up. And I also feel like, oh my God, I forgot her name now. Bianca. And I think Bayley is coming up big time. So I think with those 2 women right there, we're those 4 women, and Becky, of course, those 5 women, you're set. You have Asuka coming back. That's another woman that could have been in Ronda's place.
Mm-hmm. Alexa.
I mean, there's so many women. Yeah,
Alexa's
Alexa.
gonna
You have
come back
history there.
soon, yeah.
You have
Yeah,
history there because
hello,
she
people.
ripped up.
She killed Lily.
Killed Lily. You had Asuka, who's never been able to beat Charlotte at WrestleMania. So,
Even though she fucking should have.
Or pretty much for the title. So you could have done that. You could have done Bayley, because Bayley is, I think, one of the hottest performers right now. I think she's really over. I think the fans are going to pop massive when she comes back. So, but I really, really hope they don't put the title on Ronda Rousey.
Me neither. No, Ronda. You got to go, girly.
And then we've got the most amazing part of WrestleMania. We've got the KO segment with Stone Cold Steve Austin, the KO show.
We know it's going to happen. Okay.
Is Stone Cold going to wrestle?
No, of course he's not going to wrestle.
I think he is.
I don't think he is.
I think
by wrestle, do you mean like punch,
no,
turnbuckle, stunner?
I think
like the simple moves, sure, maybe.
I have a friend named Martin. If you don't follow him on Instagram, on Twitter, Martin Morrow. He's a comedian. Yeah, you know, my sexy friend.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes,
yeah.
I do.
He came up with a good point, which is he feels Austin is going to come out. Kevin Owens is going to talk down to him. Austin's just going to say, "You want to see if I still got it? Let's go." The bell's going to ring, and I think Austin is going to pull off the match. I had to agree with him. I think Austin's going to do that. I think they're going to have a not a wrestling match. I think it's going to be more like a no holds barred match. But I think that he's going to take off his shorts, and he's going to have the knee braces. He's going to be wearing the black trunks, and he's going to go topless. And I think it's going to be the Stone Cold Steve Austin of old. I think it's going to be like a 5 to 10 minute match, and I think overall it's going to be a 20-minute segment. And I think he's going to stun Kevin Owens. He's going to pin him. He's going to stun him again. He's going to drop all the beer all over him. He's going to shake his hand, raise his arm. Then he's going to stun him again and throw more beer on him. And then Austin's just going to freaking leave Dallas, Texas.
As the king of
He's
Dallas.
going to leave the AT&T Stadium a big pool of beer.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see that happen if that does happen. But I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be something kind of short and sweet. Something where maybe he does like a little more than what most people are probably expecting, since he hasn't done anything in a long time.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's really going to be like a quick little 1-2 step stunner type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing that happen. But I think it's going to be a great closer.
It's going to be a great way to end Saturday night.
Especially if Ronda does win, let's just say, or whatever the last match is before that. If it's an upset match, this is going to bring the crowd back up. Like, they're going to leave very happy night one. No matter what happens, I think, on the card, they're going to leave beyond happy because they're going to get to see KO gets done by Stone Cold.
And then again, Koopa's not agreeing with us. I think Koopa's going for Kevin Owens.
Can you blame him?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of Team Kevin Owens too, but I'm Team Stone Cold in all situations.
Yeah, I think so. I want Stone Cold. I met him on March 16th at the El Segundo Brewery. If you haven't had a chance to check out the El Segundo Brewery, make sure you do. It's located in El Segundo. And they carried the Stone Cold Steve Austin beer. I mean, he's one of the most humble wrestlers I've ever met. For a guy being at, of his caliber of star power, yes. I did not expect him to be as humble and as cool as he was. He was really appreciative of all the fans. He came out. He presented his beer, and originally he wasn't supposed to sign any shirts or toys. He wasn't supposed to autograph anything, and he ended up autographing for like 1 hour. He just stood behind the bar signing and signing and signing and signing and signing and signing stuff. So
what a sweetheart.
He's probably one of the best overall guys I've ever met. And so I love that he's doing this match at WrestleMania in Dallas. And if this is going to be it, I'm glad he gets to go out on his own terms in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So plus The Rock's going to have another match, so I'm sure he doesn't mind. So now we go to WrestleMania
Noche dos.
Sunday.
Okay. Night two. Well, according to Wikipedia again, okay, that's my source.
Yes,
Check
Wikipedia. It's never wrong.
But
then again, they've changed. I blame WWE because they've changed these orders like 1,000 times.
That's true. I honestly do. Honestly, for the first night, looking at it, I can definitely see this being somewhat the order. I can totally see Becky and Bianca opening the show because they do have 2 women's matches. So I can see that being the case. I could totally see Ray and Dom and then Drew and Corbin after, because they'll seem like first half of the night matches. I could see the Usos opening night.
Yeah.
I mean, the second half of the show. And then, I really could see Seth versus who we think is Cody. And I could see Charlotte versus Ronda with Kevin Owens and Steve Austin ending the night. I could see that.
There's no better pick than Austin ending the night.
They better not, honestly. It needs to, just in case anything goes wrong before.
Yeah.
But night 2, the opener supposedly is going to be the women's tag team match for the championships. We have Zelina and Carmella, Natalya and Shayna, Liv and Rhea, and Sasha and Naomi. Who do you think is going to win? I want all of them to win.
Well, unfortunately, not all of them can.
They can just interchange every week. Each one can be champion. Here you go, Liv, Rhea.
Yeah.
Here you go, Naomi and Sasha. Just change all the time. It's okay.
I want to say Zelina and Carmella because I really like
after
Zelina.
their cat fight?
Yeah. But I really feel like Zelina could be on her way to like a little face turn. I think she needs it. I really wish they had Andrade still, or Alistair was still part of the company, because I feel like it would have been great to see like Zelina and Andrade, or Zelina and Alistair against Corey Graves and Carmella, now that Corey Graves can wrestle.
Yes.
I don't know if they're going to split them up, but I think it could be the start. I honestly feel like they're going to probably keep the titles somehow and keep building like the split between them. But I also could see them taking the titles off, because I guess Corey and Carmella are getting married, so they're probably going to take some time off. Well, at least Carmella is. So I'm going to go with, I really want Sasha and Naomi to win, but I kind of don't want them to win, because I would like to see Naomi turn heel and join the bloodline, even though I know Ernie, if he's listening, is probably hating that idea.
Why?
Because he doesn't think any female needs to be part of the bloodline. Well, at least not Naomi, because he says that they shouldn't take off the glow. That's her thing. But I think if you're gonna,
honestly, yeah.
But if you're gonna turn Naomi and throw her into the bloodline, you got to take off the. I think she has to go full, like she's got to wear the red and black and get rid completely of the glow.
Yeah, she's got to become an even better bitch.
Yeah, and then Natty and Shayna, I just don't see it. I just think one of them is there to take the pin. Hopefully not Shayna. Hopefully Natty. I would like Shayna, if that happens, if Natty takes the pin, I would like Shayna to finally turn into that monster heel. That's another woman that should have been wrestling Charlotte for the title.
Honestly, give Shayna her fucking title.
Yes, I think Shayna could have easily.
Bastards.
Shayna would have been way better in the role of that Ronda Rousey's in right now.
I was going to say, if Ronda does win, I want to see either Shayna or Sonya take it off of her, because they're fighters, because they're former fighting girls, just like Ronda. They should be the ones, and there's history there, regardless. Especially Sonya and Ronda, which I think could be a decent match, but one of them should take it off.
I think if you do put the title on Ronda, I think Shayna should be the one that takes it off of her.
Yes, please.
I wouldn't mind Shayna, even if it's at SummerSlam. Maybe have Shayna win the title at SummerSlam, and then build up Xia Li, and build up Shayna as this badass heel, and then have Xia Li beat her for the title, so it means something if you build up Xia Li the way you've been building her up. But
that's a very like NXT storyline too,
because she's the anti-bully, and Shayna could easily go into that bully. Into that big bully. She's the only one that I can see in that bully role. So and then I really like Liv and Rhea. I feel like they're kind of reminding me of a female DX, which is what I think they're going for. I wouldn't mind if they did win, and they keep adding members. They would add like Shotzi Blackheart to that group.
That'd be great, honestly.
I think you could have that female DX.
That'd be iconic.
But I'm gonna say, so I would like.
That'd be like too good to be true, but I hope it happens.
Yeah, see, Koopa agrees with us.
Yes, this time he's agreeing. He's saying, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say, I think I would like Rhea and Liv Morgan to win, but I think Naomi and Sasha will win.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it'd be nice if they stretch out the title reign of Zelina and Carmella, but I just feel like WWE is not going to do that. I think realistically, Naomi and Sasha are going to win, just because Sasha just came back, and Naomi didn't get her WrestleMania titles match, and she didn't get the championship, so they're going to be like, here you go, Naomi. This is for you, girl.
Yeah.
But realistically, I would like to see Natalya and Shayna win. Thank you very much, because those are my girls. Those are my girls. Okay, Natalya, she is an icon. Okay, now she's better than Charlotte. Let me tell you. Okay, and so is Shayna. Thank you very much. Okay.
See, Koopa's just not agreeing with you.
So I want
That's why
both
he's
of them
barking.
to win.
He's
Damn
just not
it.
agreeing with you.
And throw Tamina and Natalia back together too, please. I miss my girls.
Now, the next match on the list is Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville from
Yeah.
Jackass.
This one's gonna be the 1.5 stars out of 5.
This is probably the best match, the build-up to any WrestleMania match on this card besides the main event.
Though. That's true. But I feel like they're doing that because they know it's not going to be
I don't even think this match was supposed to take place at WrestleMania. I think the feud was going to end after the Rumble, and I think people just loved the whole Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn interaction. I mean, how can you not when Johnny Knoxville's paying for like a private plane to fly,
God.
And
reveal his number.
Reveal Sami Zayn's number, and then Sami Zayn revealing he's getting like 1 million phone calls a day. So
yeah.
I want to say I would love Sami Zayn to win.
That's what I picked. That's what I boxed. Sami Zayn.
But I think, of course, because he's the celebrity, Johnny Knoxville will win. I don't think he's gonna win by he's not gonna kill Sami. I think he's gonna do, since it's a pretty much a false count anywhere and everything goes match. I honestly feel like the whole cast of Jackass is gonna come out and they're all gonna beat up Sami.
I could see them doing that.
Yeah, I could see the big hand making a comeback, the big slap across the whole body, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a bunch of shenanigans. But I think Johnny Knoxville will win, and Sami's gonna look good after it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know. I hope they don't treat it as a real match. I really hope they don't. I hope it's just like some silly, all over the place, random and wild shit show.
Yeah.
That
it's got to be more a comedy match.
Yeah, it has to be more on the entertainment than the wrestling aspect of it. So if they keep it as entertainment, I could see it honestly being really fun and being really enjoyable for the fans too. But I want Sami to win. I don't know. I feel like Knoxville has already kind of won throughout the feud. So I'm like, if Sami was to win, I wouldn't mind it. But just because I feel like people really will pop if Knoxville wins for some reason, they're probably going to give it to him.
I think Knoxville will win. So I would like Sami to win, but I think Knoxville wins. I think Knoxville wins. Sami takes a little break because he's been working so hard at this
That's true.
feud. And then maybe when he comes back, he'll feud with Ricochet again for the IC title. And, and I
win it back, I think.
Yeah, because if not, they really have to build up Ricochet as the IC champion more than they are. So
yeah, he needs to be like the king of the mid-card division, just like The Miz was.
Yeah, exactly. What's our next one?
Next, we have Austin Theory, Vince's protege, versus the king of commentary, currently, I think, Pat McAfee.
Oh, man.
Who do you got? Who do you got?
I want to say...
I got Pat.
I want to say Pat's going to win. I would like Pat to win because I think if you let him beat Austin Theory, I think Austin Theory needs something to make him that monster heel.
I was going to say that, yeah.
And I think if Pat wins, I think Vince should kind of not berate him, but kind of talk to him kind of like a dad would, be be disappointed in Austin Theory. And somehow I think, Vince McMahon has to get the crap beat out of him by Austin Theory. Austin Theory has to get so irritated with Vince because he's already agitated because he didn't beat Finn Balor for the U.S. title. He's agitated even more because he lost to Pat McAfee. He needs to blame Vince McMahon. He needs to just turn on, he just needs to go in for the hug or something with Vince and then
knock him a good one.
Yeah, just beat the living crap out of him. And since Shane McMahon is,
I was gonna say, then he could feud with
Shane McMahon for a while, and then Shane can put Austin Theory over for a little while. So I honestly want Pat McAfee to win, but I could see Austin Theory winning. But
I want Pat to win.
I think Pat needs to win just so that it can help Austin Theory continue on this heel run. Because if you're going to build him up as this monster heel and get him ready for a mid-card title and then maybe possibly for a WWE Universal or World Heavyweight title or Unified title, you got to start somewhere, and I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, because they haven't done much to really establish him as more than as anything more than the new guy, Vince's new pick. Which
he's a goofy
I feel like people
heel.
kind of already knew that he was going to be that. I don't mind him being goofy, even if he is to turn more into a brutal heel, because I feel like he just naturally does that well.
Yeah,
but he could still be goofy, but have this really twisted and like very like loose cannon side. Honestly, I feel not like in the cheesy way that Damian Priest is doing with the fucking little like snarling and the teeth and all that. Because that's just they gotta stop that shit. They gotta stop. He's not a fucking dog, okay?
You know what else I could see the Monday after?
What the hell are they doing here? Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
But I would like to see that happen. Your idea where Pat wins and then he turns on Vince and then shit just goes downhill but uphill for Austin after that.
You know what I could see happening is the Monday after WrestleMania, if Pat wins, I could see Shane McMahon coming out and telling Austin Theory how he disappointed his dad.
Yeah, that would be good.
Then, you know, he could say something like, "You're not his son," you know, start building from there. And maybe not beat up Vince, but maybe beat the crap out of Shane. And, you know, kind of make it seem like, you know, that he's Vince's, now he's replaced Shane, and
He's
just
the
take some
son.
shots at him. Just maybe saying like, "Oh, you know,
That'd be
Vince doesn't
good.
even love you. That's why Triple H ran NXT, or that's why Stephanie and Triple H are next in line to run the company." And then at the end, after he beats the crap out of him, I could see him taking a selfie right in front of Shane.
That'd be good.
Since it's the Raw after WrestleMania, I would even do an angle where Shane just bleeds.
They got to do something.
I think that would shock everybody. Just have Austin, and that'll make Austin Theory like the most hated heel.
Because honestly, Austin Theory's been winning most of his matches. Him losing a match against Pat McAfee, who kind of in a way is a celebrity aside from WWE, you know? So I feel like that's why he might win too. But it wouldn't make Austin Theory look bad if they were to play it correctly, which is to kind of give him a reason to, you know, this loss could lead to him becoming even more of like this like douchey heel kind of guy. Yeah,
I think that'll be the best, but we'll see. I think
I bet.
I want to. That one's a tough one. I'm going to say Pat McAfee wins, but I wouldn't be surprised if Austin Theory wins.
Yeah, I guess so. Next we have, I think, the only tag team match on the card, which is RK Bro versus the Street Profits versus
that's the second
the Alpha Academy
tag team match, because the women's
there we go. Yes.
I'm going to say the RK Bro will win. That's what I think will happen. What I would like is for the Alpha Academy to win, because I love Otis and I love Gable. Shush.
Me too. A shush.
A shush. Oh, thank you. So I think they're the best.
They're great.
I think you can honestly even have like RK Bro doesn't need the tag titles anymore.
They really don't.
So I think you could do the Alpha Academy, and I can even see them kind of turning a little bit face, with the Street Profits kind of already turning heel. So I think we might see somewhere we're going to see a double turn somehow, or we're going to see somebody turn. Like, I think we're going to see the Street Profits turn heel, but I don't know if we'll see the Alpha Academy kind of start the face turn, or if we'll just see RK Bro retain. But I will say, I think RK Bro will win, but I want the Alpha Academy to win.
I honestly think and want the Alpha Academy to win. I can totally see them winning back the championship, because I felt like their reign just kind of ended like that. So I feel like what better way to kind of give them, you know, a little bit of like a bigger moment than to do it at WrestleMania. They're over already as well. I definitely feel like they have more of a chance at winning than the Street Profits do. I feel like the Street Profits, it's just not time again for them to win. They've kind of like just, you know, died down a little bit. So I feel like the Alpha Academy still has a lot more to give as champions. So we got to give them a little more time.
Yeah. And I think the Street Profits being heels would be perfect. I mean, I could
see it working. Yeah.
Like I said, I could see.
They kind of played it up a little bit on Monday. So
you know what would be cool too, if they do a double turn with Becky and Bianca somehow, or Bianca just turns heel and wins, beats Becky, and then somehow turns heel, you know, or starts teasing a heel turn,
shaves her head,
and that way the Street Profits. I mean, I don't know. I mean, anything could happen, but again, I always say you need something big to happen, especially Monday night after Mania. So I'm gonna say, I mean, I wouldn't mind if the Alpha Academy wins and the Street Profits turn heel. I could also see RK Bro winning and the Street Profits turning heel either that night or the night after, attacking RK Bro. So, but I really hope the Alpha Academy wins.
Me too. Next, we have Edge versus AJ Styles, the Phenomenal.
That one's a tough one because I like both.
Yeah, me too. But I want AJ to win.
I think AJ should win.
Yes.
I am going to say AJ wins. Edge beats the crap out of him after the win.
Yeah.
Yeah, right after the match
honestly,
is over.
I feel like it's gonna be like people are expecting it to be good, and I think it's gonna deliver what people expect it to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like it's gonna be better than what people expect. I don't think it's gonna be worse than people expect. It's gonna be just right.
Yeah.
But I definitely see AJ winning, pulling like a very clean win. Edge, just gets up after the arm raise and just probably spears him and then just beats down a little bit.
Yeah, and leaves him in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best scenario.
Do they fight again afterwards?
Yeah, they're gonna there's gonna be a match at WrestleMania Backlash for sure. I think they got to do two.
Yeah.
If Edge wins this one, then for sure we're getting a rematch at WrestleMania Backlash. I could see Edge winning by like delivering like a low blow or something to AJ.
Some shady finish.
Yeah, shady finish. But I do think like it's going to be probably one of, if not the best match of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean they're seasoned, they're veterans, they're pros. They're just at a different level. So them together is gonna just create a really good match.
Yeah, I think
can see it
Koopa
being
agrees.
5 stars.
Koopa's agreeing that that's going to be the match of the night
Mm-hmm,
or the
I
match
think
of the
so.
weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going with. I'm going to say AJ wins, and I think
Same.
I think AJ wins.
Me too. But who do you think wins between Omos and Bobby Lashley with MVP by his side?
You know what? I don't think it's going to be a clean finish. I don't even think we're going to get a pin. I think Omos somehow is going to get DQ'd, but I do think we're going to get a big spot from Bobby, whether that's the suplex or whether that's like a massive spear. I think we're going to get it. I would like to see Bobby Lashley win. I think he needs to win so that
honestly,
you can build him up as the next contender for the WWE title.
Especially if they're going to unify them. It needs to be somebody that they build up as this like big badass monster.
Yeah.
And we know Bobby can fit that role so perfectly.
So he can, even if Roman does win that title that way, Bobby can be like, I'm next in line, and you have to build him up. And even if he's not the next one in line, whether it's at SummerSlam or Survivor Series, Bobby easily can be. He's getting the fans behind him. And if he has a good showing against Omos and he just does something spectacular, he's gonna. Yeah, I think he's next in line. So I don't think I think Bobby's gonna win by DQ. So that way Omos can say he's never been pinned.
And he could still have that undefeated streak.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way, too, Bobby doesn't look bad either. If Omos does, maybe beat the crap out of him after getting this big spot pulled on him.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do one of those things where it's going to be
on.
like 1, 2, and then almost 3, but then he kicks out.
Yeah.
Kind of. And then he just gets pissed because he was brought down so easily, But, I mean, I don't know.
I I would like Bobby to pin him clean. And
me too. I'm rooting. I circled Bobby. I picked Bobby as
even if he puts the hurt lock on him, that's going to pop the crowd. But you know what would have popped the crowd even better if WWE had re-signed him? Cesaro. Because Cesaro, even if he would have lost that match, all he had to do was do the
swing on him.
Swing on him.
At least a good
swing.
5.
Yeah.
And people would be fucking living for that
Fans
shit.
would have gone nuts for that finish.
Yes.
But I'm going to say if Bobby can put the hurt lock on him, that's even going to be bigger. That's going to be huge. So either he's going to put the hurt lock on him, he's going to spear him. I can see where maybe Bobby puts the hurt lock on him, almost kind of or he doesn't put it on him. He's going to
attempt to.
Omos is going to snap and then somehow get DQ'd.
Yeah.
And
because he's not going to want to lose.
And then Bobby's going to get up and then he's going to spear him and then it's going to end like that. But I don't see a clean finish from either one of them.
Yeah. I don't think that it should be, if this is the placement, it should not be the second to last match. No. This needs to be
probably third or fourth of the night. No, third.
This should probably maybe open the second half of the show or be before the men's tag team match.
If it is going to be
the men's tag team match needs to be the second to last match, I think.
If it is going to be the second to last match, then you better have Bobby win this match clean so that he can look like a threat to Brock or Roman. So you pretty much know at the end of the night
who the next in line is. Yeah. Which he should be. I'm ready for him to be champion again.
Me too.
It's time.
He needs it.
You got it, Bobby.
Give him a good run.
Yes.
And then the next match is what? The main event.
This is the main event. Are you ready?
The biggest main event in WrestleMania history.
El Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Ugh.
Oh, with Paul Heyman at his side, of course. The king, Paul Heyman, the icon.
This one is a tough one to call because...
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I want Brock to win because I think maybe it is time for Roman to drop the title, but...
And this is kind of I feel like Brock's always been over, but this is the most over that I feel like I've seen him in a long time.
That's why I think
you know,
it might be the time.
He really did a good job elevating his character.
Yeah, so I think it might be time for him, but then
no, I'm okay.
Roman is so good right now too that that's what makes it hard. They're both doing such a great job in their roles.
They are.
That you
almost
can't see either one
them
lose.
Both kind of win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is when you need Seth Rollins or somebody to be the Money in the Bank winner, so they could just cash in. So that way, neither one,
regardless of who wins.
Yeah, but I'm going to say Roman Reigns wins thanks to Paul Heyman, so that the feud can keep going. I think Roman wins. He becomes the unified Universal the unified WWE Universal Champion.
Yes,
and
definitely.
I'm going to say we're going to get an appearance from The Rock at the end of the match.
You think so?
I think so.
You think they're going to end...
See, Koopa agrees.
You think they're going to end both nights of WrestleMania with two of the biggest, like, legends in WWE?
Why not? I think you can do that with The Rock.
Fuck.
I could see Roman just being
the
bragging
fans are
so
be
much.
Fucking lit.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, if Bobby gets a clean win over Omos, then I can definitely see Brock Lesnar winning and then Bobby beating Brock and then Roman somehow getting a title match again later.
Yeah.
But I think if Bobby doesn't win clean, I'm going to say that match is going to be decided by what happens with Bobby Lashley. I think if Bobby doesn't win clean and the feud, if I get that sense that the feud's going to keep going, then I'm going to say Roman wins and that keeps the feud going with Brock. But I also think The Rock will come out. Roman's going to be very cocky. And I think The Rock's going to come out and pretty much let him know that he's
the head of the
table, the tribal chief, and then they're going to, kind of start the build up there, kind of like what they did with Cena. If it doesn't happen on at WrestleMania somehow, I don't know, then maybe Monday night something big will happen with Roman or Brock. But I think I'm going to say I want Roman to win, but I'm going to say Brock Lesnar wins.
I'm going to say that Roman Reigns wins. I mean, I could easily see Brock Lesnar winning. It is Brock freaking Lesnar we're talking about here. When doesn't he fucking win?
But he deserves it this time.
He does. I mean,
I won't be mad with whoever wins.
I wouldn't be upset with whoever because they've both done a really great job, honestly. But I'm picking Roman just because, one, I do kind of always get tired of Brock. Even though he's doing great this time, I'm kind of always like, it's Brock Lesnar again. Woohoo. Yeah, whatever. Two, he has Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Paul Heyman. Actually, I'm not rooting for any of the two.
I think Paul Heyman's going to be the biggest.
I'm rooting for Paul Heyman, so I'm team Paul Heyman. Whatever side he's on, that's the side I'm on, okay?
Yeah.
But I also feel like Roman is the future. You got to give him the freaking the keys already. You got to let him lead. So even if he is going to eventually lose to The Rock, when that happens, if that happens, Roman's like the future. He's the current face. He's like the big star. He's the big dog or whatever the hell.
Head of the table, the tribal chief.
Yeah, so it's like it's time to kind of give him this like the penultimate like quintessential thing to complete everything. You know, he needs to have both titles. I feel like it just makes sense. They built him up so much. If he doesn't win both, it's kind of like, what the fuck did you build him up so much for? Brock has already been built up enough that he can lose and he'll still be at the top.
I don't think either one is going to lose clean per se. I think Paul Heyman will somehow do something. Either he'll cost Brock the title or he's going to cost Roman the title, but he's going to be involved in this outcome one way or another.
Or he should just win the title.
Yeah.
I'm all for a Paul Heyman title reign.
Maybe Seth Rollins will, somehow throw himself in the match. I don't know.
Oh shit.
Or maybe we'll have a repeat. I don't know. Or maybe Bobby will. I know some people have said Bobby might throw himself in the match somehow. I don't know, but
then I would love for Bobby to win.
But I think I want to say Roman. I want Roman to win, but I'm going to say Brock will win. But again, I'm going to say it will not. If it's a good match, it's not like a weird DQ finish. I think if we have a clear winner, I will not be disappointed with either one being the clear winner.
Yeah.
And so that's my pick right there.
Mine is Roman Reigns. Team Paul Heyman here. I have to stick with my man Paul Heyman.
I will say this before we wrap up. This is one of the most interesting WrestleManias in a while.
I was going to say the same thing.
On paper, it doesn't look good, but it is interesting.
You don't think so?
No, because I think it's kind of like 31 where the matches are... The builds haven't been there enough. But I do think we might be surprised, and it might end up being one of the best WrestleManias in history. It could be.
To quickly review it, I feel like, honestly, on paper, there's not really that many matches that I'm like, ugh, really? Yeah. They put this shit? The only ones I can probably say like I don't care for are probably the Mysterios tag team match, just because
I think they could have built it up
it's
more.
like whatever's.
Yeah.
And
Would have been better if it was Miz and Morrison.
Charlotte and Ronda, like from night one, only 2 out of 7 matches. I'm like, eh. And who knows? Maybe the Miz and Mysterios match is going to be pretty decent. I don't have high hopes for Charlotte and Ronda, you know?
Yeah, I don't either.
But those are the only 2 that I don't really care for. And then for night 2, the only one I can see maybe not doing that great really is just Bobby and Omos.
Yeah. It's going to be a big
That's it.
test for Omos. So we'll see.
Out of, again, how many? That's 7 matches? Only 1 or 2 on each night, you know? Because I'm also, maybe the main event might not
deliver
because sometimes that does
expecting.
happen, but the ending might if The Rock does come out. Just the match it might not, but only 4 matches out of 14 so far, at least to me, don't look that great on paper. All the other ones, the builds haven't been there, but I feel like we're gonna have some sleeper hits. I think Becky and Bianca, chemistry's there. Drew and Corbin, they have chemistry, they're always gonna deliver. The Usos and Rick and Shinsuke, people love both. They're going to be happy no matter what. The New Day, people love the New Day. I mean, I think even on night 2, all the women in the match are very popular right now. People love Sammy and Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
They love Pat. Austin Theory potentially could be the next big heel. So there's a lot of potential here on this card, I personally
That's
think.
why I say potential's there. On paper, maybe it's not the
Big
strongest,
time.
like dream card WrestleMania, but I think it will be a good WrestleMania. So
yeah, it'd be even better if they brought back Dawn Marie.
Oh my God,
Dawn Marie, bring her back. That's the next Raw and SmackDown Unified Women's Champion. Thank you very much.
Well,
Hall of Fame Dawn Marie. Thank you very much.
if you agree with me, then you're doing a good job of listening to me. If you don't agree with me, then this is probably why nobody listens to David. So we're gonna wrap it up for the Queen of Mean, Justice, David.
Adios.
And now you know why nobody listens to me.